Testes. So this is the new spy speaker box. Come in, Commando. Commander. Put it over my eyes. You robot. How does the microphone on this work? Where is it at? Do you know? I have no idea. This is all new. You traded your self-defense for speakers and the end to madness. Ritual alchemy. And I got enough of these to share with my buddy to replace his. You're like, well, those aren't healthy frequencies. No, they're not. But I'm a frequency changing motherfucker. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but I use a lot of this stuff. And my whole body tends to do it. My yard and area I'm at, powered by the river and the earth, also does it. It's plugged into the pyramid, which is a big help, being as it's in a direct line. Didn't know that before I got here. Then I realized why I like it so much. It's kind of hard to leave. Side effects include tilting up the earth to roll things to you. Instead of bringing yourself to them, you can tilt the earth, roll shit to you, and it's an inverse way to travel. Now, some people don't like this. They don't understand it. I didn't at first. I thought it might be strange. It might cause a bit of problems. Of course, I'm solution-based now. I like to finger it out. But it worked. It did work. When I started to study the grid patterns of energy on the earth, noticing myself along the line, the pyramid, along the rotational axis of the earth. It may not have used to been that, but it is now. I found that a great assist. I got a giant rock, a bezoar stone, I believe, from some sort of giant animal of the past that was dug up out of the aggregate place down the road. A friend of mine was working there. Big ass crazy looking rock. Looks like a bezoar stone. The Taoist mystics call power stones. So I set that up in the front woods, the ghost woods. There are no ghosts in the woods until we begin to generate the ghosts ourselves. Ghosts are not like spooky. They're not gonna get you. If your ass ain't supposed to be around, maybe they will. Defensive measures and friends. There is a few nature spirits in their front woods. At least one jinn. A being of fire named Bridget. She's very nice. She took me along by the hand and told me to stay away from a certain girl and saved my ass. She was right. Wasn't ready for that shit. Men need help like that. Men tend to be real susceptible to women, especially if they don't have one in their life, or they lose the one that they love by some folly foolishness, like me. Fortunately for me, I got the ass chewing I needed. I didn't want it, but I called. I was like, well, okay. I didn't get very far with co-parenting. You know, I lost my communication definitely by an act I did. I didn't recognize it was something like that. until my spirit guides awared me of it. See, I was brought to remember something that I'd seen when I was a kid. I saw this, I saw it from the point of view that I remembered it. This big ass hand holding group of beings, big ass giant light body beings holding their hands, going around the earth. My mom was holding my hand on this side, one of the circle, and they said, after I remembered that this had this experience, because my ex-wife or wife, hopefully it'll be my wife again, or at least in the right relation, because I don't have another wife. It's the mother of my children. And I had the path for me was to be here. I didn't know it was a prearrangement. I don't think she knew or remembered either. I was gifted this back by Christ when I agonizingly prayed from the horror of emotional wreck that happens to you when you're detached from your family. I recognize it as I am a imploding connection, now secure, going into the self, creating the path inward for imploding. My other side, her, was the opposite. And she continued and did well. But it wasn't going to be okay not repairing that fix. Now, of course, when I found out, I messaged her. But at the time, I wasn't getting any messages back. So it wasn't like something I could count on her knowing. But I talked to her all yesterday, and some of the stuff I didn't get to clear up before, I did. Let her know what I'd seen, what I was shown. And it was a blessing to have that, and it did help. You know, it was very strange. But when you see something like that, you don't think, I mean, everybody talks about soulmates and all this bullshit. It sounds like woo and dumbass shit. Everybody like to be oneself, able to do what oneself may do. Well, what if your oneself is two? What if you were one thing broke into two pieces to come into this earth as a male and a female? It'd be kind of weird, right? Do I believe that? Yeah. I do. I had a notion of it before, but then I seen it. You know, my prayer was answered. I was shown. And the way I even saw it was significantly representative of how it would manifest into the world that was before was even born, which that kind of blew my mind. Kind of did. It didn't alleviate the pain of being disconnected, but it made sense of some of the senselessness of it, because the cruelty and coldness of it, that from my experience was extreme. It almost killed me. I can recognize that because I know now what the detachment actually was, why it was damaging and death dealing, even if not fixed. What does that mean? That means you have to acknowledge what you know to be so. And if you can't share it, you're going to not be able to repair it. You can't heal if you can't communicate. I mean, people can switch their partners and try someone else. They can do all this stuff, but I don't really have a loss of love. Unfortunately, my love grew more. It was difficult. The capacity not to be a victim began to take shape. Learned a lot of things about trauma and experiences and how not to repeat them. And I was young, but there's no excuse, you know? But I don't need to blame somebody. I understand that the stuff that happened and it made the me that I am, which is the me that is changing the role of frequency from punch you in the face to love and all the little areas that radiate out. That is possible. That is happening. It's working. Now, it doesn't immediately happen, but there's nothing you don't do. There's nothing that you are not able to affect. I don't care what it is. You have a handle. It's inside of you. Everything. Anything. Don't be too foolish. Start with yourself. But fundamental change. It did occur. It was necessary. It was painful. It had to happen. It was the plan. That was part of the plan. I didn't know that. Then I found out. Then it made a lot of sense. So it's like, do you feel like you abandoned your people? No. No, I don't. Did they abandon me? Well, see, I fucked that up myself. That wasn't part of the plan. There was no, he's going to be with his dad and doesn't need to have any contact with his children or wife. That wasn't in the plan, but that was caused by myself. I didn't even recognize what I'd done. I said some smart ass shit instead of being appreciative and gracious about being able to hold my mom's hand when she died. That's what my mom wanted, at least before she went, is to have her son come and see her. And that took me back to that memory of that place where we were going back to. My ex told me that she had, I'm not going to call her my ex no more. It's just dumb. And I hate that she had to experience what she said. And I heard all of it. What I heard in this one thing, it was talking about a divine couple because they're one soul split into the two, and how that now she was having her partner do all the things she said. And if you were an asshole, you might listen to that thing and be like, yeah, fuck them. That's what they get. No, I'm not an asshole like that, though. I've changed that. And I don't want that to be the experience for the person, because I know that the hardships and the things that have made that a possibility for her. But I also know that inside, when she drops the defenses and doesn't have to be whatever the world makes you think you have to be to have anything, that there's something in her that, if given that opportunity, she would take it. Everybody wants love. This isn't about trying to get control or have someone or this and that. This is about just being whole. You know? If this, then what? Well, if this is such, then what was begun yesterday, very deliberately. Part of my birthday wish to my friend is to emulate the love their family has shown me. Being a friend to me and being an assist to my friends who have a good thing going with love. And I approve. I think you need as many allies to your genuine love and proper relating as you can get. The less sorry ass, backstabbing, sneaky ass cheater people need not apply. You know, we don't need more of that. Oh, I want to be sneak around and screw you over. Should never be an option. Something's fucked up with that. You know, there's a lot of reasons why people would fall into that thinking, but it's based in not understanding. There are some people that want to be freaky and be able to connect with whoever they want and still have some sort of relationship. Usually indicates that they're not loving themselves and that they're interacting in that manner is just not yet the heart open. And you're going to have that before you have it. You're going to have that rebel yellow chakra making you lusty, feeling like you got something going on because you got you a side chick or some bullshit, some sneaky. And people are empowered by that. It's a lower vibratory bullshit ass way of doing stuff that most people are at. But I don't think that has to be the way it is. But I can forgive the foolishness of the past, knowing what it is and why it is, and let it go. If I could have done differently, I would have. But I'm along the path now to believe that this is sanctified. This is part of the process. And I'm trying to give that love back, free from the bullshit that I didn't have to be able, I didn't have access to it before. The many years of learning the self, the bullshit within, and how to change it. And I did. And I'm aware now, whereas before I was not aware. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself is awareness. It comes with a cost, because once you see, you can't unsee. The girl that I lost my virginity to when I was in high school told me this greatest thing. Kelly Watson, you want to know the secrets of the universe, and I don't. Thank you for sharing. She didn't. Excellent. Great. Won't have to worry about you being my forever partner. I am interested in the secrets of the universe, because those are the secrets of the self. It was a beautiful girl. I guess appropriate for the beginning of interacting with other selves. I didn't yet know my future wife. But when I did, I fell in love. I never fell out of love. I haven't. And then it's grown stronger and made me feel stupid. Stupid. But I didn't care. I still share. Just get our message back now, because I did. I apologized to her. I put it down, what I did, what I was shown, and I said, I am sorry. I said some dumbass shit. I said my mom used a hole in your aura to make a phone call. What a disrespectful piece of shit thing to say. I don't feel that way no more. I feel like a dumbass. And I said plenty of dumbass shit about the female side. That is me. Which is dumb. Talking shit about yourself. Stop punching yourself in the face. When you get over to the feel like the other self is the self, you don't go back. I mean, you could, but would you want to? No. You really are all. Every other person's you too. When you get your ass across the line to where you begin to see that, you begin to act that. You don't want to hurt nobody. You don't want to get into that sort of conflict, and you don't have to. And you won't. But until then, you let yourself have some grace for not being able to yet know, because you got to spread your awareness out, and it's not easy. Rub your hands together, spin around. One method they say to do it, put your hands out, because your hands, the map for your hands in your brain is a big ass area. So you just rub your hands and you spin the fuck around, and it'll spread your fucking awareness center, and it'll just keep going. It works. It's one simple way. Show yourself your hands in your dreams, and you'll fucking come aware in your dreams. Look at your hands. You'll wake up. Not from your dream, in your dream. You need to do it. All the times I dream, and I've got this woman that I've married, all these different situations, trying to call her. She's been coming over, and I'm not here. I've been going over, and she's not there for years. I've helped her move stuff out of a place. I've worked with a husband guy whose face I've never seen, who's me, just another me, become me. Another version of me, a dick. I'm the one that costs me everything. But it's a bring it down to build it back. And that's okay. My oldest son won't even talk to me. Now I'm glad that he's alive. I said, thank you, woman. Keeping my baby alive. Look at me. I got that baby alive. He's doing great, but he's got a dad that cares about him, is interested in his life, and he's not yet ready to have that. He was always a little scared of his dad. I was talking with my brother about that today. I don't know. I don't know why. He just didn't. He wasn't okay with not being around his mom. He was too skittish. Now he's turned into an asshole. Hopefully he won't stay that way. I'll pray for him.